Hi, Adventure Alan here in the White Mountains of New Hampshire near Mount Washington. And spoiler alert, but the new Patagonia R1 TechFace Hoody is magic. And I don't use the word magic lightly. This and a wool t-shirt underneath it is the only thing I've worn in 5 days of Nordic skiing here. And if you want to learn why this is just going to be a fantastic garment for backpacking, hiking, pretty much any outdoor activity that you want to do, go ahead and watch through this video and we'll let you know exactly why. Why is a backpacking or hiking website reviewing stuff skiing? Well, I mean, we like to review our stuff in harsh conditions. We like to really test it out. And this is frankly far more challenging conditions than most hiking or backpacking. We're just working up a huge sweat and trying to dissipate a lot of heat going uphill, and then we're going downhill where we're doing almost no effort. We've got freezing wind. Frankly, hiking and backpacking most of the time is far more benign conditions than that. So we've been really happy. I think this R1 fabric is kind of magic. It seems to, you'll see in other aspects of this video why I think that, but let's just talk a little bit about this R1 TechFace fabric. And it's the same gridded fleeces like on the R1. It's maybe a little less puffy, but it's got this nice, very hard finish to it. It's kind of almost a little shiny. It's way more wind resistant than the normal R1, which is huge when we're going downhill or if it's really windy. But it doesn't prevent our perspiration from coming out, so we don't sweat out. And it's a lot tougher and more abrasion resistant. So it's not going to pill or tear on stuff. It's easier to slide outer layers over it. And, finally, you can see I'm out here. This is my only garment. It's snowing out here, and it's shedding the snow nicely. So I don't have to put a super non-breathable wind shirt or something over this, which is going to trap a lot of moisture. This will shed enough moisture that I can just keep going in this and not have to switch layers again. And as I said earlier, you really don't want to have to switch layers. What you like to do is find a system that works all day long. And that's what is so magic about this R1 is the broad range of conditions that can work in. As you may know, we have one of the top articles on layering for cold weather, hiking, backpacking, or Nordic skiing, or any active activity. And one of our big points is that you actually don't want to change layers unless you absolutely have to. The idea is to get one layer that's going to work over a broad range of conditions so you don't have to stop, freeze your ass off, and expose skin while you change layers. But you can essentially adjust your warmth and regulation as you keep moving. And we see this R1 hoodie as the ideal article for that. Again, this is the only thing I'm wearing. It's 20 degrees. But anybody that's done Nordic skiing, if we're going to go 2,000 feet up that hill, you are generating boku heat. You are frying. So the beauty of this system is I take my hat off. I've already taken my hood down. I put my hat in my pocket. And it's also got a nice Napoleon pocket here for your phone. So I almost don't need the backpack here, but I do have a down jacket in case one of us gets injured or needs to make a stop, and we think that's a safe thing. But then I'm going up this hill. I'm like, I pop the sternum strap. I crank this full-length zipper all the way down. If it's really hot, I might just zip this all the way to the bottom and peel it off. And I'm like, up the hill. And then I get to the top, and then I don't have to get into my pack. I don't have to do anything. Simply grab back here, pull this hood back up, do this zipper back, and button up, and I could descend a couple thousand feet, and there's enough wind resistance in this that I don't need a wind shirt or anything. It blocks enough wind that I stay reasonably warm going downhill, and I get to the bottom of the hill and I'm working again, and again I don't have to do a whole thing, just undo the zipper, peel the hood back, maybe zip down a little bit more, and I'm dissipating a lot of heat. I've got a little ventilation going through this fabric so I don't get all hot and sweaty. So pretty much the ideal garment for situations like this, whether it's hiking, backpacking, or skiing. Okay, so it finally got cold here. It was minus 13 this morning. It's warmed up a bit, probably probably in the single digits. I'm wearing the R2 TechFace Hoody, which is obviously a warmer jacket. And you know, I think it's gonna be a little too warm. I think I actually could have had more faith in the R1, and I think I would have been fine. Okay, so it's post-trip. Got back off of the mountain, and it turns out I was just totally wrong about this Patagonia R2 TechFace Hoody being too warm. It just turned out to be wicked, wicked cold on top of the mountain. I actually went up a couple mountains, huge portions of ungroomed trail up there, trying to skate through some pretty deep snow. Took 5.5 hours, and at the end of it, I was just so glad to have this warm R2 TechFace Hoodie. So it just goes to show you really need to get out there and test this stuff and make sure that it works in the conditions you think it did. So let's sum this up. First, the R1 TechFace Hoodie is our favorite. As we said earlier, it's magic, and it's our choice for an all-round jacket. It works in a broad range of conditions in cold weather, 20 degrees and up, and it has a perfect blend of warmth, breathability, and weather resistance. The R2 shares all the great performance of the R1, but it's for colder temperatures. We see it as a good choice for temperatures in the 20s and below. And it's also a good choice for folks that run colder than normal, or folks that aren't exercising hard enough to generate that much body heat. Either way, we love both these jackets, and they'll be on many 2020 trips with us. We've got more on our top mistakes using the layering system, our very popular article. That'll be in the description below this link. I'll have some links to some of the stuff that we wear and use for that clothing system, but please go ahead and check it out. And until the next video, this is Adventure Alan.